Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. Hopefully, depending on where you are. Thought I was going to talk this morning about the fact that we passed a continuing resolution yesterday and talk about the senators who jumped the line and supported it, but that ain't as important. If you're east of the Mississippi today, you need to be very aware of the weather that's going on. Not that I'm Ryan Hall or anything like that and be able to get into the details like he can of millibars and all this sort of stuff. But we are looking at 3 massive storms that are moving across the eastern half of the United States. There's one up in Iowa, Minnesota, that's going to hit Wisconsin, whole 9 yards on that one. There's a second one. This one was a real mess that hit Rolla, Missouri yesterday. Huge tornadoes there. If I remember, I mean, this is going back 40 years at this point. Rolla, Missouri is the town just outside of Fort Leonard Wood, where I did basic training. Not that I ever got to experience anything in Rolla, but at least there will be resources around there very nearby. I mean, to help, okay, whatever needs to be. A couple of people killed in these tornadoes. I guess this was in the Bakersfield area of Ozark County, for those of you guys that know. You had lots of structural damage. This one is moving toward me. Then there's a third one that nobody's even talking about that's down near Houston that's going to come right behind the second one. Okay, it's not as big yet, but let's see what happens there. This is the beginning of tornado season. You guys know this. And then we go into hurricane season. You need to have your preps ready. You need to have a plan ready if something happens. It's Saturday. That, believe it or not, is somewhat of a blessing that that's when this is happening. Why do I say that? Because nobody's at the office, the kids aren't at school, everybody can start getting ready for this at home without missing anything. That's good, because one of the biggest problems you always have after these weather events is separation. And people doing stupid stuff do not. We'll drive our car out in the middle of the tornado to go get our kids from school or something. Or go get the kids before the tornado and then get caught in it on the way home. Everybody should be home. Today is one of those days to hunker down, all right? What do you have done? I mean, for me, we're ready. Mrs. P and I were paying attention to this. I think I told you guys in a video, we were out picking up all the sticks and all the broken limbs and stuff like that from the ground just a couple of days ago. Because if the heavy winds hit, I don't want any projectiles in the yard that can go through a window. Doesn't mean that trees can't come down. Doesn't mean branches can't come down and there's something else. But I'm doing what I can. I'm not going to go cut down every tree in my yard. Cleaning up all the excess stuff that's in the yard, okay? You know, you've got shovels or rakes or anything like that that are out in the yard. Pick those up, put them away, get them inside the garage, the shed, whatever. Again, so they don't turn into projectiles flying through windows. I mean, y'all remember this. The winds in a tornado are strong enough that they can drive a piece of straw into a tree. Go try doing that yourself, okay? You know, put a piece of straw into a tree. Not going to happen. But a tornado can do that. It's not like it can't pick up a rake or a shovel or a tree branch or the kids' toys or something and send that right at you like a missile. And you get pierced by the blunt end of a shovel, you're still not going to make it, okay? a big projectile, put it that way. Have you got your power ready? Are you ready for what happened? Have you already charged all those batteries that you have? Those solar generators, those solar batteries that we've been talking about forever. Are they fully charged? Check them, all right? Make sure they're at 100%. If they're not, plug them into the wall now while the power's still on. This could easily knock out power. Take care of stuff like that, all right? Last thing you want to do is be stuck in the dark and not be able to see anything. The other thing is, if you're any sort of community-oriented person, if you've got something like that going and destruction does happen, once the storm's passed and people see you got lights on or whatever, maybe you're the one that does something nice and makes coffee and has coffee for the people who just watch their house blow away or their cows or anything, looking for that. I can't tell you everything to do because obviously everybody's situation is different, but think of the what ifs. This is what we do. The storm is supposed to hit me somewhere around 9:30 today. That's when the beginning is supposed to come. It's heading directly toward me. Okay. Whether or not the mountains break it up some, I'm hoping. I haven't heard any stories about tornadoes, but we hear about tornadoes in Nashville and Middle Tennessee and everything like that, and that's all right before me. I don't even know how much rain we're going to get. I even hear a couple hours before it starts, I've heard some places say a half an inch and some people, or some weather channels say 3 inches. Okay. They don't have an idea. Don't know which way's the storm turn. Okay. Where's it going? You know, it's making a beeline for me. It's making, you know, the other branch of it is making a beeline for Nashville. So Evansville's got it coming. Louisville's got it coming. Bristol's got it coming. Charleston's got it coming. All probably somewhere before lunch. If you live in Kentucky, Southern Indiana, West Virginia, Western Virginia, you've got a couple hours. If you live further into the East Coast, you've maybe got the day. But then you look at these other storms that they've already barreled through, you know, they're going to barrel through Illinois. They're making a beeline right through Indiana, heading into Ohio. So, I mean, Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Columbus, Cleveland, everybody's going to get this. This is not one of those storms where it's happening to somebody else. This is the entire East Coast or the entire eastern half of the country. You need to make the appropriate moves now. Get yourself ready. You know, if it's depending on what you can do. If you have already cut up the stuff to board up your house, or if you've got cardboard put behind your couch or whatever to cover windows, it might be a good idea to put that up if you're directly in line. If they say there's tornadoes in your area or something, do that. Why? It's not going to stop the shovel or the tree branch from coming through the window, but what it will stop is the glass coming with it. Okay. And the big projectile, okay, that's one I got to avoid, but all the little ones, maybe not. Get to shelter. If you've got tornado warnings, tornado watches, get underground. Do not think I'm Billy Badass and I'm just going to ride this thing out. It's not going to hit me. People say all the time, it's not going to happen to me. And the next day, they're being put in a pine box. Okay? Do not take this stuff lightly. This is one of the things where we have a big advantage over normies because we actually know how to prepare for stuff like this, have the tools, have the equipment, have the knowledge to come out the other end. You may find yourself this afternoon, tomorrow, or whatever, helping your neighbor. And when you do it, make sure you explain to them why you're able to. Good luck. Stay safe out there today, guys. It's going to be a rough one. Do not count on a lunchtime video because I'm going to be doing exactly what I just told you about, paying attention and making sure everybody around here is safe. Take care. Pinball out.